Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Monday, April 25th, 2016. Looking at precipitation over the Great Basin over the past 2 weeks, the image on the left shows observed precipitation for this time period, and you can see that portions of northern Utah, northeastern Nevada, and much of central and southern Idaho have done quite well as far as observed precipitation. Many of these areas are in excess of an inch or an inch and a half of precipitation that's fallen over the past 2 weeks. Looking at how this compares to normal, we can look at this map on the right, which shades these areas compared to normal. And you can see that portions of northeastern Nevada and northern Utah and portions of southern Idaho are well above normal over the past 2 weeks. But much of the rest of the Great Basin is below normal, especially portions of central and southern Nevada. You can see those darker red areas, and those areas in the dark red are below 25% of normal. So some areas across the Great Basin have been well below normal as far as precipitation over the past 2 weeks. The satellite this morning shows a low-pressure system over Nevada, and the system will continue to rotate into Utah through the day, and this will bring showers and thunderstorms to much of the Great Basin through today. So looking at the ventilation index for this afternoon, you can see the majority of the Great Basin is in the good to excellent range as far as mixing. Those are the areas in the yellows and white. However, there are some pockets in that poor to fair category as far as the ventilation index goes. If we look at that in more detail, you will quickly notice the strong winds that show up in the image on the left. Those are the darker reds and purples. And much of Nevada and portions of Utah and Idaho will see pretty strong winds this afternoon, leading to quite good mixing across the area. In addition, the mixing height is quite high across portions of the Great Basin, with those highest mixing heights across southeastern Utah. As we move into Tuesday, that low pressure will move to the east, and with high pressure building in across western Nevada, you can see those areas of red on the map that show the poor to fair mixing forecast across western Nevada. However, much of the rest of the Great Basin will see good to excellent mixing continuing into tomorrow. And if we look at that in more detail, the image on the left shows transport winds, and those light-colored areas across western Nevada are where we will see those lighter transport winds, leading to the poor mixing. However, much of the rest of the Great Basin will have more healthy transport winds and about moderate mixing heights, leading to the better mixing across the eastern portion of the Great Basin. As we move into Wednesday, we see another disturbance drop into the Great Basin, and this disturbance will help to improve mixing across the area. You can see again into Wednesday, much of the Great Basin is in that good to excellent range for the ventilation index, with a couple of pockets of the poor to fair. Those are the reddish and purplish colors, and those are mainly across portions of eastern Nevada and some pockets over Utah. The Utah Forecast Clearing Index reflects this trend as well. You can see good to excellent clearing indices across the majority of the state on Monday, and those slowly decrease moving into Tuesday and Wednesday as we see the high pressure move into the area. The WPC 3-day precipitation accumulation shows precipitation across pretty much the entire Great Basin, with the highest accumulations across portions of eastern Nevada and northern and central Utah. You can even see over the Uinta Mountains in Utah a bullseye of almost 2 inches of precipitation expected in that 3-day period. So we really are moving into an unsettled pattern over the next few days that will bring some more moisture to the area and good to excellent mixing across the majority of the area in that 3-day time frame. As we move into Thursday, we will continue to see good ventilation indices. There are just some pockets of lower mixing across central Nevada, but really the majority of the Great Basin will see good to excellent mixing on Thursday. And this will continue into Friday, with indices lowering a bit across northern Utah and southeastern Utah on Friday, but again, the majority of the area will see that good to excellent mixing. In the 4 to 5 day time period, we still are expecting precipitation to continue. All the amounts are not as significant as those expected in the 1 to 3 day time frame. Finally, looking at the Climate Prediction Center 8 to 14 day outlook, they are calling for above average temperatures across the majority of the Great Basin, with above normal precipitation across the entire Great Basin. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Our information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.